Oh boy, gentlemen, this is going to be very hard to talk about. There are some harsh realities that us men are going to be facing going into 2026. I don't care if you're a 16-year-old teenager or a 60-year-old man, we got some harsh realities to talk about, and they are not talked about enough on the internet. Whether it's through social media, Reddit, Quora, any forum, no one's really talking about this because it doesn't generate dollars, fame, brand deals. It doesn't create wealth or revenue for anybody to talk about this stuff. Like, for example, a lot of folks are looking to sell you a course or sell you consultations, whether it's about dating or economics or investing or real estate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of things out there that are trying to be sold and marketed towards men. So, one of the biggest, harshest realities is I believe companies, influencers, social media companies are going to double and triple down marketing to men. They're going to be attacking us, not in a negative way, but they're going to be harshly attacking us about our manhood, whether we're too toxic. Like a lot of the words you hear are toxic masculinity, controlling, uh, insecurity. There's going to be courses sold to us about that stuff. And then the red pill community is going to start doubling and tripling down that all women are hoes and all women are not worth it and marriage isn't worth it and blah, blah, blah. We're going to be absolutely bombarded even worse in 2026 than we are today here at the end of 2025. And the reality that they're not going to tell you is that they're talking and discussing with folks that are, or I should say, represent less than 5% of the total population of men and women. When we talk about women, when we talk about men in a negative light on the internet, when we talk about, women only wanting men over 6'2", six figures, 6 inches, blah, 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 that's a fantasy that women have had progressively over the last, what, 2 3 thousand years, 2 3 million years. It just evolved and changed what the idea of the ideal perfect man is. It used to be Prince Charming, who was, living in a big castle and rode a mighty horse. And over time women started to learn that men are not that. Now, while it's taking longer for a lot of women to figure that out, we as men need to lead the way to silently show them that. See, the problem is there's too much aggression on our end. That's another harsh reality we need to face as men is we are too aggressive and loud about, oh, you're delusional. Oh, the women's delusion. Oh, you're so delusional. It's like watching an unstoppable force meet an immovable object. What happens? Nothing. So the reality is, as men, to survive our mental health, we need to learn to act in silence. And what I mean by that is stop commenting on social media about things you disagree with when it comes to this divisiveness over gender. Okay? Stop feeding the beast. Because the more you feed the beast, the more it's going to grow. We need to move in silence. We need to lead quietly. We need to lead through our actions. And we need to get rid of people that don't want to be in our lives. One of the hardest things that I've had to learn to do is I very much fell in love with a woman. I am still in love with this woman. And it's like every time I get an opportunity to be with her, I can feel that she feels the same way. But something is stopping her from wanting to be with me. Now, the old me would have kept pushing and pushing and pushing and fighting and fighting and fighting. And, at my age, at 41 years old, I've had to learn that she just doesn't want to be in my life. She may never want to be in my life. So I don't text her all the time. I don't call her all the time. I texted her one time, or I texted her a couple of times when we were texting back and forth, and I sent her a text because she asked me to pick her up and take her home from where she was at. And I said, "What time do you want me to pick you up?" And I haven't heard from her in 4 days. Did I keep texting? Did I keep calling? No. She doesn't want to be in my life. As much as we both know that there's chemistry, as much as we both know there's something there, she doesn't want to be a part of my life right now. So why would I force it? Why would I try to push? When you push people and chase people, no matter if it's a family member, a friendship, a relationship, no matter if you're homosexual, bisexual, doesn't matter. When you start chasing and pushing on your feelings onto people instead of moving and leading in silence and moving and leading with action rather than words, we push people away. We chase people off. The next real harsh reality we're going to be facing is the fact that jobs are going to become harder to find. So we got to find a way to find a lot of this free money that's out there. There's a ton of free money out there, guys. I mean, it's not billions of dollars to every person, but there's a lot of free money out there. You can monetize a lot of your life. You can make money doing a lot of things that you do every single day sitting at home. It's not going to light the world on fire, but if I could tell you can make an extra $300 a month while you're sitting down watching your sports or watch Netflix or playing your video game or whatever you do on as a project, whether you're a woodworker, you like to work on cars on the side, whatever the case may be. If I told you today that you can make an extra $300 a month and not change a bloody thing in your life, would you do it? 99% of you would probably say, well, yeah, if I don't have to really change anything. There's tons of ways to monetize your life where you can make an extra $200, $300, $400 a month. And you're going to need it because 2026 is going to be a very harsh job market. And what I mean by that is if you're looking for another job, you're looking for something better, 2027 is going to be a lot easier year. Keep the job you have and learn to monetize your life. That's a harsh reality nobody's going to tell you. There's a lot of things that we need to just look at, right? We, when it comes to, like, I'm 41 years old, and at my age, I if this woman doesn't work out, this young lady that, well, she's my age, but if she doesn't work out, there's not a lot of options for us out there. We need to stop. If you're a 21-year-old kid, 21-year-old man, stop going to the bars and chasing women. Stop going to the clubs and chasing women. Chase money. The women will come, guys. We have to just if you want women to get away from the delusion of 6'4", muscular, has 24 hours to spend with her, but makes millions of dollars a month. If you want them to get away from that delusion, then the only way to do that is to stop feeding the delusion. Stop telling them they can't have it. Stop telling them they can't. Oh, you're delusional. Oh, you're full of crap. Stop doing it. Best word in the dictionary: O-K-A-Y. Okay. Second best word in the dictionary: cool. C-O-O-L. The best two four-letter words in the dictionary. A woman says, "You're just too short for me." Okay. And don't talk to him again. "Hey, I didn't think there was any chemistry or any spark." Cool. Leave it alone. Move on. Do other things in life. You know, eventually, guys, it doesn't matter if they're 18 years old or 45 years old or 60 years old. Doesn't matter. Eventually, if enough men stop chasing something that's not there and pursue from afar, the delusion will slowly go away. And the reason why it slowly goes away is because then they go to the nightclubs and they figure out there's nobody there to buy them drinks. There's no one there to party. There's no one that they can manipulate. They'll never publicly tell you that they're going to hold that they're being accountable. They'll always quietly do it amongst themselves. And that's fine. We as leaders need to understand that going on a podcast like Fresh and Fit and going, "Gotcha, bitch. Oh, you activated my trap card." That just feeds the delusion. It feeds the beast. It feeds the monster. It creates controversy. It creates chaos. It creates stupidity. Stop giving Myron your money. Stop giving Brian at whatever podcast your money. Stop giving them money. Just because you're angry with women doesn't mean you should feed these idiots to make it worse. You're just making it worse. Us real men, and if you want to become a real man moves and leads in silence. We are not loud. We are not obnoxious. We're not going to tell people to do things. Like, here's an example. If the woman I'm in love with actually finally one day decides to drop her guard and actually be with me, probably never going to happen. But let's say she actually did it. Okay? She would never be without. She would never have to ask for anything. And when you get to that point where you're quietly, silently doing that, and she says the words, "We're going to go have a girls' night out at a club," I'm not going to tell her don't. I'm just going to sit there and go, "Have a nice night." And let me tell you, when you just say that, or say, "Hey, you know what? Since you're going to go out to the club tonight, this gives me a great opportunity to actually hang out with the guys at the bar. I've been meaning to go have beers with a few of the guys. You know what? You go do your thing, I'll go do mine." Or, "Hey, no problem. You know what? I'm going to have some of the boys over anyway. I'm going to have some folks over anyway. No problem. Have a good night." Let me tell you, most of the time when a woman is happy with her husband, with her man, and she's going to go have a girls' night, and she leaves at 8:30, 9 o'clock to go have a girls' night, when they're happy and satisfied in life, usually they're home in bed with you by midnight. But if you fight them and you start telling them, "Oh, you can't do that. A woman of your nature never should go out to the club. It doesn't look right." When you start doing that in this modern age, they get later and later and later and later, just to piss you off, just to make you mad, just to get your goat, just to get your emotions going. We men do not do that. Stop doing it. Stop worrying about it. If she wants to go out to the club till 6 in the morning and go hang out and go get grind on other men, fine. Just move on with your life. She's not the one. But if she goes out with her girls and she's home by 11:30 midnight and she's had some drinks and wants to cuddle up in bed with you, grab her and hold her and tell her, "I hope you had a great time." People have their own willpower. They have their own choices. Control that's where women feel like they're being controlled. "What do you mean I can't take a girls trip? You don't trust me? Go take a girls trip." But let me tell you what, and just tell them, "But look, here's what I'm going to tell you. If you go on your girls trip, maybe you should be single. So let's break up right now. Go on your girls trip. If you decide you want to get back together, you have my phone number. Let me know, and if I'm still available, we'll try again." "Oh, you don't trust me?" It's not that I don't trust you. I don't trust other people. I don't trust somebody not to roofie your drink. I don't trust any of your friends that are single, not to drag you into a situation that you may or may not want to be in, and you're going to feel pressure to do it. So instead of having all that, since you want to go on your girls trip with 3 or 4 of your single girls, you know what? Let's just end the relationship right now. That way we have a clean break and you can have no pressure of having to keep a secret. Whatever you do on your trip is your trip. Well, what happens when I get back? I don't know. I'll either be here or I won't. I don't know. But I don't want to control you, but I also have self respect. You need to have those conversations in a calm manner, not, oh, you can't do that. Oh, you can't. Communication, the type of communication you have, is critical. Plain and simple. You want to be, sometimes they have to, sometimes people, men and women, if you're in a gay marriage, a gay relationship, sometimes you need space away from each other. Sometimes we need to go out with friends. Now, if it's a girls' trip with five other married women that are happily married, I'm not going to say anything. But if she wants to go out with her single friends to a trip to a luxury beach hotel or go on a yacht, hey, I understand. Go live your best life. Maybe one day we'll get back together. Huh? Well, if you're going to go on a girls' trip for a week with your single friends, I don't want to be in the way of you being able to not enjoy your best life. So here's what I'm going to do. Whether you live together or not, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pack my suitcase and let's just end the relationship. You're not going to hear from me the entire trip. You go live your best life. And when you're ready to be in a committed relationship with somebody, let me know. If I'm around, we'll give it another shot. If I'm with somebody else, I'm with somebody else. And move on. We have to learn to move on in silence and move on without begging or raising our hand and creating chaos. These are just realities we have to face. And it's only going to get worse, guys. It's not going to get better. And the more these people, the more the red pill community pushes things, and the more the feminists push things, the worse it's going to get. So us guys right here, us real men, or blue collar, white collar men that just want to get up and go to work and provide for our families, we're going to have to eventually learn to just be quiet and stop paying attention to all the bullshit. That's the harshest reality we're going to have to face. We're going to have to stop watching all the absolute garbage bullshit clips and feed the beast. Stop feeding the beast. So hopefully that was helpful to you guys, and hopefully those harsh realities will help you out in the future. So enjoy.